Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we are back with another mock draft. Today we are doing the Tennessee Titans. If you guys haven't checked out the Colts, Bears, or Washington football team one, those are the last three on the channel. Make sure you guys go check them out. See who's available here for the Titans at pick number 22. Alright, after looking at all of the Titans' needs, I settled in on either A, receiver, which would be probably, if I had to pick between these guys, Elijah Moore. But I'm not going to settle in on receiver. Elijah Moore's a great player, but I like players down here just as much, if not pretty similar players to Elijah Moore. And the reason is that corner is much thinner. You lost Malcolm Butler, you lost Adoree Jackson. Well, you traded or cut him, I think. And then you're stuck with Christian Fulton and you signed Janoris Jenkins. It's two corners. The rest are weak. Here's a guy who I think can be good, and he shouldn't be available at 22. It's because of injury concerns. I think we all know where I'm going with this. Caleb Farley going to be the next big corner in Tennessee, and I think that's incredible. I mean, like, pick 22, if you can get Caleb Farley, that's a great pick for you. I don't care what anyone says. That's an elite pick for the Titans, and they get a good player there. Alright, and now we're in the similar situation to where we need a receiver, and which one of these guys will be. I think I took Diamond Brown last time we needed a receiver at around this spot. But I think with A.J. Brown on the team, they really need a receiver. I couldn't even tell you who their two other ones are, really. Apparently it's Josh Reynolds and like some other guy named Johnson, I think it was, Chester Johnson. I don't know. I can't even remember his name. But either way, Reynolds, you probably signed him with the intent of him being your number two receiver. So if you got A.J. Brown, you got Reynolds. Could you use a slot guy? You could, but A.J. Brown, I feel like, is good everywhere on the field. So let's go ahead and get a receiver who can do it all. Amon-Ra St. Brown, good fit for the Titans. I mean, just fits in well. He can do everything. He's not particularly a slot guy. He's not particularly an outside guy. He's just very well built for a third-round pick. Let's see who's available here at 85. All right, for me, this pick, I would have loved to get a guy like Spencer Brown because they need a tackle, and I really am considering Trey Smith, even though they have Roger Saffold and Nate Davis, who Nate Davis is the younger guard. Saffold's kind of the veteran guard, but he's actually good. So you don't really need a guard. You need a right tackle more than anything. None of the right tackles there pique my interest. And someone who does pique my interest is just looking at their depth chart. They have Tahir Tart at defensive tackle and Jeffrey Simmons and Danico Autry on the right and left ends in a 3-4. And I think you need a good, big nose tackle. Now, which one of these guys is going to be? Like, Tyler Shelvin obviously is massive. Can be easily a 3-4 nose tackle, and that's kind of where he fits in. I think that would be a great fit. I think Tufele's a better pass rusher, and I don't think that's, like, up for debate. But if you look at the Titans, they have Harold Landry, Bud Dupree, Jeffrey Simmons. They need some guy in the middle as a run stuffer, and I think Tyler Shelvin is exactly that in round 3. All right, with this pick, as much as I like to take a linebacker just because they need a little depth there, I think you got to go offensive tackle because Kendall Lamb is not a starting right tackle in this league as far as I know. Stone Forsythe plays both sides. He's probably the best one available. I'm going to go ahead and take Stone Forsythe. I don't love the pick. I'm going to be honest, just straightforward. I don't love it, but it fills a position of need, and you need to fill positions of need. You lost Isaiah Wilson, unfortunately. When you drafted in the first round, I'm sure you didn't expect to cut him the next year. But he just never got his head on straight, and now he's on a different team. And to me, this is a perfect pick for linebacker depth. Dylan Moses, supposed to be one of the top linebackers in the draft, had 2 rough years at Alabama after a great first year. Why not take a shot on him in round 4? I feel like teams will take a shot on him in round 3. Why not take one in round 4? We get our third linebacker, so to speak, behind Jayon Brown and why can't I think of his name? Rashaan Evans. I feel like he's good. You can develop him as a number 3 linebacker and maybe eventually put him in as a starter. Well, here's one I like. You got Harold Landry. You got Bud Dupree. Take Rashad Weaver, pass rush specialist, guy who can come in on third down, rush the passer to give Landry or Dupree a break, especially Dupree coming off an injury. You'd like to have another edge there that can get the job done. They really had no depth there, and I feel like that's a good pick. I mean, he's a guy who can eventually become a starter, but also could be a great rotational piece. And now we're looking at safety, and a guy like Paris Ford is good, but we have Kevin Byard. You want probably someone who's going to be a bit more physical in the box than Paris Ford, and none of these guys are really that. I think Paris Ford is a good fit. You do have Amani Hooker, though, and I don't think he's better than Amani Hooker as a strong safety, so we're going to pass on him. And then I really don't know where we're going to go with this next. You know what? You could use another receiver. Cameron Batson's not necessarily the guy in the slot. I mean, we took one receiver already, but a guy who didn't run a great 40, had a pretty bad pro day, and actually, do I want to take Cornell Powell, who actually looked really good in the Senior Bowl? This is interesting. Demetric Fountain, who had a rough pro day, who kind of lowered his stock a little bit with a terrible set of drills in 40-yard time, I believe, or Cornell Powell, who shined in the Senior Bowl. I think I'm going to take Cornell Powell. I feel like he's a fun player, and he has potential. I mean, he's not going to be a day one starter, obviously. We've been over that in round 6s and 7s. But we seem to have a lot of picks here, and I'm running out of players I'd like to take. You know what? At this point, we're just going to take Paris Ford. Either way, rotational safety. Not necessarily going to start on day one. He just has nowhere to start. But I'm running out of players to pick. I hope this is our last pick. I know that sounds weird, but I just don't know who else to take. And Landon Young, sure. Best tackle available. Get some depth there. Really don't know much about him. And that will be our last pick. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the draft. I liked our picks. I liked a lot of them. There was a few that were questionable, but Caleb Farley at pick 22, I love. I love. Amon-Ra St. Brown at pick 53, love. Will be your number 3 receiver pretty much day one, because I don't think that other guy was there. I forgot his name already. Tyler Shelvin, nose tackle. Upgrade over Tart, I believe, unless Tart is good, and I just haven't heard about the Titans, which is completely possible, because apparently I'm a casual for not knowing Sam Mustipher is good. And then Stone Forsythe, if we get a lineman that we can develop. Dylan Moses, Dylan Moses, Caleb Farley, Amon-Ra St. Brown, all guys who had high draft ceilings and then have fallen a little bit, but I like all of them. I think Titans, this is probably one of the better drafts so far. Rashad Weaver, a great rotational edge rusher. And these last 3 were kind of just, I didn't know who to take, and they all fit kind of as positional needs, even though we really didn't need them. But that's about it for this Titans mock draft. I hope you guys all enjoyed. And if you guys did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and peace.